Welcome to Horror Rewind. This is Kelly Florence.
And I'm Meg Hofdahl.
And today we're talking about A Wounded Fawn. Friends, we told you this 2 weeks ago. Get Shudder. What are you doing?
I know. Eventually Shudder is gonna have to like it would be cool to get like Shudder commercials on this podcast. Not that
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
wants commercials, but if we're gonna get some, I think that would be cool.
Definitely.
Hmm.
We've had Shudder since the beginning, and it has given us so much content for this podcast and just for our lives in general. And so, yeah, what are you waiting for? Go get it.
Yeah. And I think they just put up all, or I know this month they are putting up all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I mean, so they have like those kind of things, and then they have really obscure movies that are hard to find. I love it.
And Shudder originals like this one, A Wounded Fawn.
Yes.
We are in the mid of December. I'm looking out the window and it's snowing here. What's happening at your house?
It's not actively snowing, but there's snow on the ground. So yeah, it's
We're in it.
we're in it. We're in it. I'm always like shocked when it happens. Like I don't live in Minnesota or something, but it's just I'm never ready. It's always
Well,
too.
and I'm always denying it by not wearing a scarf and a hat and gloves, which you need in Minnesota. And I'm
Yeah.
always just like, I'll just throw my coat on and then I forget
Yeah.
it.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. I hear you. Yeah. Oh well, you know what? I love it this time of year though, when you're listening to the Christmas music and you've got your fire going, you're looking outside. Um, just like in February is when I want to like give up on life. Not really.
That's
That was bleak.
dramatic. No, I get it. Speaking of giving up on life, just kidding. There it was finals week and finals the past 2 weeks
Oh.
for college, and I always try to end things like a day earlier than other instructors because then that way they can
Hmm.
get time to study for their
Oh,
finals. But
nice.
do you remember those days, Meg? That's a lot of
I
pressure.
do. It is a lot of pressure. And like I remember like I would always overthink like if I was one of the first ones done, then I'm like, oh shit, did I like do that too fast? Or then if you're like, you're getting up and like there's 30 seconds left in class and then you're freaking out. Like
Ugh.
I was always just like over analyzing like when I should finish and like what that represented. But like when it came to like English finals or like literature finals, I usually felt pretty good. Um, but there were some rough college finals. Yeah.
my
Yeah.
my thing, and not to complain, but I you have to also think about the poor teachers and professors this time of year because they're doing all the grading and correcting, and so we're
Yeah.
reading all of these long papers and presentations and essays, which you know what, we do it to ourselves because we're signing it, but
Yeah, but
a
it
lot
sucks
of
'cause this time of
reading.
year is so busy for everyone. And so it's like you're giving yourself all this extra work. It's like they say being a writer is like giving yourself homework for the rest of your life, but it's like that's what you've done as not only are you a writer, but you're a teacher. So you just have constant homework.
It's true, and that's why I've talked about it before. I rarely read for pleasure because I'm always reading something when I'm correcting. So I can't go to a book and read. I've just been reading. So I have to have something on like visually
Yeah, that's
because then it
fair.
takes my eyes away. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair because you have
Someday,
to
Meg.
someday
Someday,
you'll be
maybe
retired.
I'll switch to like an audio thing to listen to papers instead of reading
Ooh,
them.
I don't know. Can you? Yeah, you could do that. You could probably
Yep.
feed them through something.
Voice to text or
Yeah.
whatever, text to
Yeah,
voice.
whatever.
Listen, it's
Oh, we're
early. I'm
keeping
only
it
on my
together.
second cup of coffee. It's fine. Well, let's talk about A Wounded Fawn.
Okay.
This movie, Travis Stevens.
Yeah,
I have not seen Jacob's Wife.
me neither. I want to
So
now.
we need to go watch it. I had high hopes. Obviously, we're huge fans of Josh Rubin. We are a friend of his. We actually were talking to him during this filming, and I know the filming was very exhausting. And now, as we saw this film, we can see why. He was
Yeah.
amazing and pulling a lot of weight, physically, emotionally. What a great actor.
Well, and as he was filming it, he was very humble because like I didn't even realize that he was like in every scene of this fucking movie. Like, I just didn't even realize like how much he was putting into it. And so seeing, well, I mean, every part of it was just okay. So first of all, right away you get that like 1970s
Oh
feel.
yeah.
And right away it's very aesthetically interesting. I mean, plot wise as well, but just aesthetically, it's like, okay, I like what's happening
I
here.
love all the colors. I love the grainy film that
Yeah.
I am assuming it was an effect that they made it and did that in post, but it was so
Yeah.
cool to get like the little hairs on the screen and you felt
Yeah.
like you're in a cinema.
Yes, it did. I love that. And um right at the moment when Bruce, his name is, kills the first victim, I was like, this is so Argento. Like,
Yeah.
this is the most Argento thing I've ever seen that's not Argento.
My God, the
And
color of the blood in this film.
yeah, like, and just there were so many. That's why I just kept going back to the are those Giallo films of Dario Argento and other filmmakers. But I was just like, oh my God, yes, I love it. I love it. So then, so Luke and I were watching it, and about the time that Bruce, and I can't think of her name, the main girl, are driving and they're getting to the cabin, Luke and I start having an argument of when the movie takes place because we had forgotten that in the beginning someone had a smartphone. So then I'm like, oh, so 70s or whatever. And he's like, well, it takes place in the 70s. And I'm like, does it? And then we're like, wait, does it? And then when she's like on the toilet, she gets like her smartphone, and then we're like, okay, it doesn't take place in the 70s. But that's how convincing it was with his wardrobe and his car and like
Absolutely.
everything. Like the aesthetic was so good.
What was that? I just it just escaped my mind. That Sebastian Stan movie,
Oh, Fresh.
Fresh. I was saying this felt like
Oh
Fresh
yeah.
meets Scare Me
Oh,
because
okay.
you've got both of those elements and this supposedly amazing guy, but we know he's a bad guy, from the get-go pretty
Yeah.
much. So then
And
it
he's
just added that level. Sorry, say that
yeah.
again.
Oh, I said he's definitely a worse guy
Oh, yeah.
than he is in Scare Me. But I mean, obviously the thing about Scare Me is like he's like a more typical, like insidious kind of like how, you know, fragile masculinity or whatever. And this is like an actual serial killer.
Oh,
Which must
and
have been so fun
to
to
yeah. And also his weapon was so cool.
oh, I know. That was what like made me think Jalo. It was so like yeah, that was amazing. It's like this, I don't know, it's not like brass knuckles, but it's like the opposite or something where it's
Yeah.
got like spikes on it. That was really cool. um it's obviously there's like that revenge element, and it's extremely feminist, of course. um but it's done in such a way that we're like inside his head, and after he's already nuts, right? And then I don't know if the head injury made it worse. I think it made it
Yeah,
worse.
like every time, and Travis Stevens did this thing, like when he was like touching that little piece of floating bone, and there's like
Yeah.
the thing that's in your head. They
Yeah.
would do this effect with the camera, and it was like
Yes.
you could almost feel the pain that he
Literal.
was feeling. It was
Yeah.
so effective.
Yeah, it was. I was blown away. I mean, obviously Josh's performance, obviously the just every shot, and there were like these random edits that were really effective, and it was just compelling. And like I just thought about it so much.
Yeah.
Like I just was like afterward, just like it was in my head, like infected by it in the best way.
And all the women were amazing, and they were so
Yes.
effective. And the mask work and the practical effects, like
Mm-hmm.
so freaking weird and creepy and unsettling.
Oh,
And yeah, it's I watched it on my own, and then the next night I'm like, Mark, you have to see this movie.
what
And
did Mark think about it?
he thought it was weird AF and loved it.
Yeah, Luke. I know you don't love this movie as much, but Luke and I absolutely love Mandy, and it made him think of Mandy. And I was like, yeah, actually, there are
Yeah.
some elements of Mandy in there. So I thought that was a good comp. Yeah, I definitely want to watch Jacob's Wife now because I'm curious to see if it's as like stylized and like, what it's all about. And I think he's done something else too, but I don't know. I'm not an expert on him. Um, the ending,
Wow. It's like Pearl level credits and credits,
yeah, yeah.
except in a different way, like a completely opposite way.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God. It was so good. I was just, yeah, I was just blown away. I mean, it was funny because my mom loves like serial killer movies. And I was like, I was like, yeah, I'm like, you should watch it because Josh's performance in it is really good, but like, I don't think it's gonna be your thing because my mom's very like, no supernatural above board. So it's interesting because it has this very like simple premise almost, like a serial killer, bringing a woman out into the woods. Like, what's more like simple in sort of our genre that we love, and yet it's just completely its own unique creature, and I just thought it was so cool, and I loved all the art aspect of it too.
I was gonna say too that you haven't watched it yet, and this isn't a spoiler because unless you're an art history major, White Lotus season 2, all of the art has been symbolic and foreshadowing, but like I
Mhm.
don't know the backstory of
Yeah,
the art piece, but people who do are saying, "Oh my God, this is so obvious," in a good way.
yeah, yeah.
But I feel like that this had that element of
Oh
these art
yeah.
pieces foreshadowing and having, being part of the story. And I love that. I'm so jealous when people can write like that to begin with and not go back and pepper it in. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows, but oh, I love how she beats him with the artwork. Like, what a
So,
great, what
so
a great poetic moment. And then I honestly thought she was dead because the movie was so different and unique at that point. I was like, okay, maybe she's dead, and like maybe this is the next, like there's something gonna, like,
yeah.
so I like that when you feel like anything could happen at any moment. And I felt like the the part with um the, what do you call it? The pipe, that was very Sam Raimi to me.
Oh yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
The
It's
when he's
very
like battling that just made me feel like the deer in Evil Dead 2 or
yeah.
something. I don't know.
No, yeah, it definitely had Sam Raimi elements. It had, like you said, Dario Argento, just surprising, unique, one of the most unique horror
Yeah,
movies of the year. Like I can't think of I mean there are I love there what a year for horror. We've loved
I
plenty
know.
of things. You know what we need to do? We need to do like a 2022 wrap up. We can't I don't think we
We
can
do.
rank, but we need to like talk about them because this has been a year.
I know. Like, somebody on Twitter's like, "Oh, what was your favorite horror movie that wasn't Barbarian or Smile?" And I'm like, "Well, Pearl." And then I'm like, "Oh my gosh, but like there's also like The Black Phone." Like, there were so many good horror movies this year, but like that's just rude.
I
And
know,
now this,
and we haven't even seen all of them yet that came
I
out.
know, I know, I know.
Ugh.
I know. I want to I keep meaning to watch Bones and All. I haven't got to that
Yeah,
yet.
me too. And I want to go see the menu. Oh, but you know what?
Oh
We're
yeah.
going to tonight, Violent Night.
What? Oh, I'm jelly.
I
Oh my
saw the director, I think it was the director tweet that a bunch of kids, this is their first R-rated movie
oh
and that they
good.
loved it. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm excited for you. Yeah, I have to go see that. That's for sure. Yes. Oh, and
And
then okay, palette cleanser after Wounded Fawn because it's very intense. I watched the Christmas movie you told me to watch
oh, good.
last
Wasn't it
night.
so winky?
A Hollywood Christmas. Yes, it was very meta and winky, and it was very cute, and I
I
loved it.
loved I loved when they took off their winter coats and they were just like wearing tank tops underneath.
I know.
It's like, yeah, they shoot
That's
Christmas movies in July, friends.
yeah, yeah. That was, I thought it was really like funny, and yeah, it was just cute, and I liked how the like main woman was the director and she loves Christmas movies and it was just super cute. It's on HBO Max, everyone. It was very
And
cute. And
there's
of
a
course
dog in it.
the dog was my favorite part, obviously.
I love the
And
trainer like freaking out. It was so funny.
yeah, oh yeah. No, that was like the perfect. I put it on and I was like, I'm just gonna watch this for like 30 minutes and then I'm gonna go read in bed. But then of course I ended up finishing the whole movie because
No, that's exactly what I did. I was like, okay, I'll just put this on because Mark's like, I'm gonna go for a walk. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna
hmm
put something on that doesn't matter. And then I got fully
hmm
invested.
Yes, me too. I got sucked in. So that's a good kind of palate cleanser after Wounded Fawn, which is like amazing, but also like extremely heavy.
Ugh, very intense, but we love it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's rank A Wounded Fawn on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being you hated it, 10 being it's a perfect movie. We have to use his weapon as the
Yeah.
scale. How many of his weapons do you give?
Oh my God. Like, how could I not give it a 10?
I know.
10 for Josh, 10 for the filmmaker, 10 for all the wonderful women in it.
10 for
Um,
the production designer, the sound designer. Like
yes.
it was gorgeous in every way.
Yeah. And just like every time, every scene brought something unexpected and like, there's something to be said about like Christmas movies and like, and any kind of like genre movie where you like know what's going to happen next and that's comforting. But this kind of movie like just pushes the boundaries and we need movies like that. And like we need filmmakers like this and performances like this. So yeah, 10.
I agree. 10 out of 10. Um, you were this just brought up a memory that I heard this morning on the radio. Bringing these two things together, did you hear what came out today?
What came out today? No.
An Amityville Christmas Vacation. It's a cross between Amityville Horror and a Hallmark movie, apparently. Meg,
Oh my God, if you could all see my face right now.
I
Where is
mean,
it? Where can I watch
I
this
don't
shit?
know. I don't know, but we need to watch
Okay.
it immediately. Wait, I'm
I
going to Google it.
okay, yeah, Google it because I need to see this.
And then, the people on the radio were like, well, but obvious
Okay, well, I'm not too good for it.
Christmas Vacation. It's on Tubi.
Oh my God, yes. Well, my afternoon's sorted.
I mean, mine too. I'm going to do some Christmas shopping and then I'm watching
Oh,
that
good.
film.
Oh, what a lovely day.
Friends, we hope you are having a wonderful December. Until next time, we'll see you in the horror section.
Bye.